Hello, hello. Hello, Eagle Wolf. Hello, Tice. Socks are Davi's favorite clothes, sir. Ooh, yes, Davi's free. I forgot he just like kind of collects them after that. Davi is a character that I really did not think I would like because I mean he's a little wrinkly guy, but man, you get attached to him. But I mean he has cool ears, but he looks like a very wrinkly old man. That's true. He does like socks. But and back when I first watched it, I wasn't super into like cool socks. Then I realized fun socks are awesome, and I need more. He does like non-matching socks, and that everybody knows like that doesn't work. I draw the no, I don't really draw the. I jokingly draw the line at mismatched socks just because I used to mismatch. I used to own like a lot of Converse, and I would mismatch them or mix and match them. So I would wear like a green pair and a red pair if it was Christmas, stuff like that. But then everyone's like, "What about your socks?" And I'd just be like, "No, that's unacceptable." Which obviously I didn't actually care, but it was fun to just have this arbitrary line for socks have to match. I will wear mismatched socks if they're the same brand. Usually the issue with that is that they're all different lengths and it's weird. It does allow two fun socks, which is double the fun. Like the my channel point socks, I can wear those together. They're the same company, so those work pretty well. But I have a lot of socks that are just slightly different lengths and materials, and those they're really weird to wear both at once. Okay, so we made this. Disable station through solid fuel. Yes, we need to make sure our outpost blueprints are correct. So we should stage our blueprints. And then we can work on this higher rocket goal. Yeah, that's a not for this run. I think I don't know if that would ever. It might be viable. Let's see. So right now we're getting this done over the course of like 2 hours. If I wanted to get one more mining productivity, it would make it like 3 hours basically of rocket launches. But it does make it that I can get what is that? 1.6 over 1.5, a 6% increase in ore. Yeah, it's not actually that great for an hour of work and wasted resources. Oil pipe through side of the base. Yes, that one I should do now. Okay, so we didn't actually leave a spot to connect oil. So we should do that here, because right now we can only really connect oil to one side of our base. We just kind of forgot about that. To do make base look like socks. True. I was thinking of something to do with socks along that line. I don't remember what it was. Maybe like I was thinking of doing like a sock themed title screen or something. But the issue with socks, if you put words on them, they're hard to read. Book Dobby is better. Yeah, he is. Book Dobby is awesome. Trying to think, I feel like most of the characters in the book are better. Maybe not. Actually, no. I don't think there are really any exceptions. Maybe Jenny. Nope, Jenny is so much better in the books. Yeah, no. That goes for almost everyone, huh? Cool. This works. Awesome. Snape is good in the movies. Oh, that's true. He's much more likable in the movies because like he seems way more. I don't know but not benevolent. He seems way more neutral, I guess, less selfish in the movies. I don't know if selfish is the right. Kind of. Yeah, no, I think that's the vibe I'm going for. Okay, that's really easy. Stage any logic inserter earlier. So I'm not that worried about this. The odds of it mattering are very low, so we should be okay. I did want to add this to all. Wait, no, it looks. Did I already do it? Yes. So we are wasting some inserters here because it makes it so much faster to build. Now, one annoying thing is I have to rotate every single time I paste my base because it actually goes this way. I've mentioned it before, but it goes left to right, not up to not this way. I just kind of arbitrarily chose a direction while building, Now, technically, it can go both ways, but in terms of mechanics, I think, and comfort, I think re-rolling until I get something that lets me make it, face that direction is going to be a lot better. Also, I keep pressing Control S to save, but that's not this game. Also, these combinators are useless because there is a setting that makes it that the combinators are there when you export stuff. I guess, yeah, yeah, it's useless. I don't know why this is still blinking. I'm assuming this stage is disabled, so that's probably okay. Also, it's been a long time since I've read Harry Potter. I need to reread it. Honestly, I just need to read more in general. If I'm being completely honest, I don't read nearly as much as I used to or like to. I just kind of forget. I'm one of the I use ebooks primarily. Oh god, I forgot what that looks like. I use ebooks primarily, so it's really easy to forget to charge my Kindle whenever I want to read, and then it's like, well, rip. But without it, I probably wouldn't read much at all. So it's still a better alternative. But yeah, it happens quite a lot. Why is there no sound? There we go. Okay, I don't think I had anything else on my list that I need to fix in the Bane base. Because we fixed this, we changed where the sulfur goes, or the steel goes through. Because this was the only thing that was really lacking. I do want to reorder these, but it's not really viable this time around. And I think if we do when we do eventually redo this, I think I would like to make my early base a lot differently and just accept circuit logic as part of it. Because that does, if I use circuit logic rather than like stuff like this, I think we can make this section significantly smaller. Actually, it really doesn't. I can make this section smaller. It's really not a massive change. Best part of ebooks is that you can read them at evenings in bed without turning the lights on. Yeah, it's really nice. Unless you have like the really, really old Kindle. And it's like, it doesn't use the same, like it obviously uses different screen technology than phones because it has like the e-ink stuff. What am I looking for? Generic blueprints? No, power. No. Outposts. Wait. I don't know if we've made blueprints of this yet. It should be this one. But yeah. It uses like, I think it's like generally front lit instead of backlit, which makes it that the lighting is a little bit more uneven, but it feels so much better on the eyes too whenever I like read it at night. Whereas like I get fatigued reading like from any like any LED or OLED screen. I feel is pretty fatiguing. This is not the final version. Which one's the final version? Um. Uh. What? Is it this one? Oh, it's this one. Okay. No. What? Do we not have it? I mean, which one is it? Could be the rebalance. I have the blueprint. I have the blueprint somewhere. Hold on, trying to see if I actually do in fact have it. Meme runs. Okay, I do have the blueprint itself. I don't know. I feel like we've slightly changed part of this, but this will still generally work. Okay. It looks like this is also correct anyway, so we do still have the original. Let's see if this is good. I know we're supposed to have 10 inserters going in, and then one that moves only fuel. That increases the odds pretty good. This isn't supposed to be red belt, so this isn't the fully fixed version, apparently. But I think it's good enough. Yeah, we have a version where we actually had more red belt than we needed, which one makes those inserters on the end run poorly, but also it's just more expensive. Under 100 red belt. I think that's what we were supposed to have. It's either supposed to be like 93 or 96. let's see. If we multiply 7 times 12, does that get me 7 times 12, 84. So we have 2 extra red belts somewhere. See, what kind of books do I like, or what did you read last? Let's see, the last book I read was His Dark Materials, the first 2. I'm currently reading the 3rd one. I've watched the series, which is apparently an amazing recreation of it, from what I've read so far. But yeah, I like that kind of genre, just like fantasy stuff. And yeah, we can save all these corners. That's probably why that's why the count was uneven, or didn't multiply right, because we had the corners. But yeah, I like fantasy kind of stuff like that. And I also really like, it's not a popular genre, but like ghost fighting stuff, like ghost hunt stuff. But oh man, that is like so rare. that isn't like just a horror story, like Lockwood and Co, stuff like that. The series is pretty true to the books. Yeah, the first like 2 books, I honestly could spot almost no differences aside from like demons being a little bit different for some people. As like, yeah, I can't really argue that that's really matters. Okay, should we do a second? I don't think we need to worry about staging this one. Can you rename? I don't actually know. Oh, we don't have we don't have a radar. I don't know if I should necessarily use big electric poles. We're gonna do that just in case. And now this still doesn't have power, so we'll just give it some. It is nice, honestly, that I can stress test almost my entire outpost without power. It's cool. You might not have them at this stage even. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, technically I do have them, but I don't know if I have enough of them. The easiest solution is just have both in the blueprint, right? We just need to rearrange the copper cables to connect correctly if we're doing that. I mean, the easiest solution is not have them at all, I guess, but I want something in case I forget. Because I can see myself forgetting to place power, but if I have my personal bots auto-place them, then everything's good. Okay, there we go. There we go. Then it can just go wherever. Okay, cool. So that part's good. I think there's nothing else we're missing. Let's see. Are these signals right? Wait, is that supposed to be chain? I don't know if that's supposed to be a chain. Oh, I just have... Oh, yes. Yes, it is. I think. Yeah. No, that should be right. I mean, this is our stress test one, so if it doesn't work, we have other problems. But if I just check my production... Yeah. Okay, that's the number we should be getting. So this is working as we thought it should. That's what matters. So train stop names. We don't take the trains. We don't need the train fuel. And there we go. This is copper iron train. Copper iron outpost actually would be a better way to name it. I swear I changed the name. What the heck? Oh, I didn't change the icon. There we go. Let's give it locomotives iron. There we go. Then we can give it a 4th icon, though that one doesn't really matter that much. Okay, cool. 1 down. Oh, look, train backups. Awesome. We have a blueprint and everything. So this one is iron. This one is copper. Hopefully we don't have to use it, but it's there if we need it. And then they should be requesting 20 fuel and 20 fuel. Awesome. Now, one annoying thing about our main base is we're actually requesting way more solid fuel than we have. But I don't really know how to do that, to fix that, without just dismantling the train and disabling it. Because I'm assuming you can't, like, I can't just set a limit on the train manually, because it does whatever is in the train, right? And the issue is that I have some trains that are connected to like somewhere that actually fuels them, which means they're just going to keep going up. I think it only really matters for one train. So worst case scenario, we waste 150, which is not the worst thing in the world. It is a decent chunk of bot actions, but I think it's late enough that it's fine. Outpost with waiting. Okay, so that's just one of the redesigns. Where is our stone outpost? This is our stone outpost. Is this correct? I think so. You have first station on both sides, red chest for fuel. You have first station on both sides. Oh, yes. You just mean so they can deliver. Yeah, we have that taken care of. It's not at the stations, but it's near the station. It's close to the station. It's like right after them. But yeah, we do have two red chests on one on each side for fuel. Yeah, we're good there. Thanks for the reminder though, because that would be very annoying to fix. I guess out of all the fixes that I would have to do mid-run, that one probably the easiest. But it would be annoying if it would be bad if I never noticed. Okay, so this is actually the coal train. Mining outpost. Should I change? I might change the station name for these to be coal outpost, just because there's. I guess it can't cause any issues. There's never mind. That's silly. That's just complicating things for no reason. There's no reason for it to be different. Entities, train stop names. We don't need the train. And this one is coal train. Perfect. Now this should have 5 layers because it uses 10% fueling itself. Roughly. Like 15% fueling itself. So we lose... So 5 lanes goes down to like 4.5, right? 5 divided by 1.15. And then we lose another like 10% on the unloading. Remember those runs when they just placed pole red chest and this ripped whole runs? Oh, like without inserters? Yeah, because if you don't notice that, yeah, I guess if you don't notice that, that loses you like easily half an hour of production by the time you notice. I did not have an uptime command. We've been live for about 24 minutes. I don't even know how those work. I wonder if Nightbot can do that, because people type that a lot. I think this is correct, right? Yeah, this isn't as complicated of a station. It's overplaced in future blueprint. Oh, you mean for their red chest thing? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh wait, we already took a blueprint. Okay, so that goes there. Perfect. This is coal train. This run won't rip due to 30 minutes of run. Exactly. It would be really annoying, but it won't cause us to reset. Unless it happens before got lap. That could be rough. You think it's one of the Twitch bots? Yeah, they're just... Nightbot might have it. Because I feel like it's probably a simple command. You could probably set it up with any bot. Ah! What just happened? Oh, you know how whenever you hold like a menu, Windows gives like a way to like auto distribute everything? I accidentally clicked that and literally everything switched to a different screen. Still max time is 48 hours. There's a chance for you. Wait, max time for what? For like stream uploads? Where's the stone train? I don't think I actually changed the stone train at all. I think that's why I don't have it. Wait, one... Oh, never mind. We did change the stone train. I'm just dumb. For speedrun.com as a valid run? Ooh, where'd you get the 48 hours? Is that like a site-wide one? I know there's the 48-hour rule for if the game is updated. Actually, no, that's not a rule either. Is that like an official? No, that would be weird. No, that wouldn't be a site-wide category because some runs are longer. I don't think there's any restriction on length of time. Like, there's none within Factorio. Or there shouldn't be. I mean, if we're not, if it's 48 hours, we're not finishing the run either way. But I don't think it's that stringent. Stone outpost or strict, I guess. I don't know why I've been using a train. I should be using a train stop 100%. Which is very easy to do though. Like, this is very easy to switch. Locomotive. Factorio can handle at least 2 to the 30-second ticks. Yeah, okay, so as long as we do that, which is, what is that, 1 trillion or something? Isn't that like 2 trillion? Well, okay, the limit used to be like, what, 2 or 4 gigabytes of RAM? So that would be billion if it's gigabytes. So that's 2 billion seconds divided by 60. I think I'm good. Yeah, well, Twitch kills streams, but that doesn't necessarily... that doesn't mean I can't submit it. I could restart the stream. That won't affect my ability to submit. Might be longer. You remember seeing the bug report? Oh, yeah. Oh, that is familiar. It's probably that number then. I would think it would be that number. Yeah, they do need to restart it every 48 hours. I just don't have to restart OBS or anything. I think they do that because there were a lot of people who would just like leave the stream running non-stop while they were like sleeping or just for like weeks. Like while they're working, not even there. I imagine that's why, because that like costs them a lot of money when literally nothing is happening. So at least that way, like they have to check in every 48 hours. You can't just like leave for vacation for a month. Because like a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm gonna stream until I do this, but they don't actually sit there and grind. They still work and they still eat and they just sit at the computer every couple hours. We can set up some similar signal logic that the normal 100% uses. We use 5 trains, right? We use 5 trains, but we use an uneven amount on each side. So it would be a lot more confusing because we want to stop it. The issue is we would need to add like a train signal here, which we might be able to do. Yeah, I do local recording. I always locally record. That's how I do my VODs channel. It's 2 to 3 times the bitrate that I stream at. It's about 2 times the bitrate I stream at. Okay, I think that's all for the outposts. But yeah, I always locally record. I clear my recording cache every like couple months. Once I go through uploads and decide I don't need it for like a video. Did I actually copy? I don't remember if I copied station names in the stone outpost. Let's see. It looks like it says it, but are they correct? The 2 questions we have to ask ourselves: mining outpost building and mining outpost. Awesome. And these are in fact disabled. You know, I should probably check. Okay, so this says it is enabled, I'm assuming. And then if I throw in copper, it's good. Oops, that's not how you throw in copper. Actually, how do I check? Oh, this part switches from red to yellow. Okay, so that one's good. Where's the other one? That one seems good. I mean, it should be the same for all of them. It's just a matter of did I actually click on the chests. But realistically, it's got to be in both of these. We could add like wiggle room to make it go in all of them. I don't think we really need to though. Best part of Factorio is that there are already mods for SA and Mod Portal. I was actually wondering about that this morning, like if there are mods. Oh, you know what I need? I need something telling me how many we need to get. Okay, that seems good. Okay, so one thing we're missing in all of these is the amount we need. So this is 348. We're assuming worst case scenario, right, of we have mining product. So we need 7,800. No, 6,800 is the max we can get out of this. Divided by 30, divided by... No, just 6,800. That's how many we can get per minute. Divide that by 60. We need 113 per second. So 113 divided by 0.25 gets us 450, which is not how many we have. And then we divide that by 1.3. So we need we need all of this if we want to get the full lane without that. Oh, I got you. They did get up early access for updating mods. I figured there was a good chance of that, but I wasn't sure. Okay, so we only really care about the full production once we get to mining productivity 5. We can take that hit. So we need 300 minimum. Honestly, yeah, I feel like that's going to be a pretty significant portion. Okay, so this is copper iron. We don't actually need that. We can just do outpost, and then we do 300. So that's how many drills we need minimum. Obviously, we want to aim higher than that, but as long as we can get 300 on it, we're good. Okay, so coal is 60. Wait, hold on. How much do I lose on the inserters? If an inserter is constantly running, it uses about 50 kilowatts. And we have 12? No. Yeah, we have 12 times 5. So we'd use 3... We use 1 coal per second. So we only need 32 coal per second in production. Oh, wait, minus the drills, which is another 200 per drill. So that is... What the heck? How does this have 199? Oh, we cut 1 for a Roboport. I forgot about that. We could make it that it has... It doesn't matter, but we could make it have more. It just gets 5 extra underground layers. We're also gonna add a sky. When are we gonna get sky block in Factorio? I guess we already do have sea block and space block. So like people already, they could do more with it. Actually, are there any mods in general that add like a sky layer? I've seen underground layers. Sky block, how about space block? Exactly. I think that's a thing, right? It's like a simplified version of sky. Uh, Simplified version of C block. It doesn't use like Bob. It uses stuff that is a lot more vanilla feeling. Okay, so I obviously can't look at the number for what it tells me this costs to run. So let's just say 199 times 200 plus 12 times 10. That's how much we use constantly. So we use actually 10 coal per second running this, and we need 4 belts. We need 4 red belts. So that means we need 4.33, roughly. C block is, it's more like Sky Factory. I guess nowadays Sky Block is just the... I guess Sky Factory is just called Sky Block, like 2 or 3 nowadays. Not like the OG Sky Block, which had nothing special. Why can't I think of the math for this? Okay, it's 4.33 times 30. There we go. We need 130 divided by 2.5. 130 divided by 0.25 divided by 1.5. That is not right at all. Divided by 2. We're doing per yellow belt. We need 170 of these to be placed. Okay, 174. I realized we need 2 red belts out of this, not 4.5 red belts. Not more than the other base needs. Because that would be wild. Okay, so coal outpost. We'll just call it outpost. It has the icon in it. So 174. And that's just all we need. Obviously, we don't want to go that low. We want extra, but if we have to, that's totally fine. The world doesn't end. Okay, so stone. Stone's weird. I want to say it's 3 belts of resources, and we have it oversized. So this one we can assume... We'll just assume it runs fully. So we need 3 belts. So that is 90 divided by 0.25 divided by 1.5 gives us 240. That's not right. Is it? No, there's no way that's right. 3 yellow belts. So 1 divided by 2 divided by 1.5. There we go. 120. I feel like we don't need that little. No, that's right. We just have a lot extra here because it's not really wasteful. That's what it boiled down to. I think. I mean, it wastes a little bit of entities, but we don't really lose anything by overproducing. So we'll say 120. Okay, cool. That should be easy. That should be real easy. Stone, outpost, stone, 120. Or actually, yeah, 120. Wow, burners are awful. Who would have thought? I can say that. It feels wrong to say, but I can say that 100%. Okay, iron coal, that's good. Awesome. It's so weird how little like power pulls. This one doesn't have any power pull in it. I'm gonna retake that one then. Okay. I don't know, I just really feel like I'll forget power pulls if I don't genuinely have them there, because it's one of those things that's super easy to forget with burners. Because you're so used to not needing them. Okay, let's see if that worked. Mining outpost, building outpost. Awesome. Okay, so those are all of our outposts for this side. These ones aren't staged. We don't need to worry about disabling them. But I will have... I believe I will be... Let's see, can you change them remotely? Yes, you can. So I'm thinking I might actually... Hold on, that might break trains if I change all of them. If you change a train stop name, does it update the train schedule? Like if I were to add, say, mining outpost building to this, and then I change the station name, it doesn't update the train, does it? No. Yesn't? Oh, wait, what? Does that mean there, as in like some situations it does? Does it only update it if it's the last one? Only if the last station is, okay. Awesome. So as long as I keep one that's labeled mining outpost E and have the as mining outpost building, we're good. Because I was gonna have a rename. I was gonna have a channel redeem if people wanted to rename dead outposts. They can. Just make it a little bit more. I don't know. Give us something to do during like the 5 hours of pasting outposts. What if you copy it? Now, I guess that's the next question. If you copy something over it, does that change how it works? I feel like that would function differently, but I can't say that for sure. Okay, so we'll add station mining outpost E, but if I were to say copy this as Blake Mattingly and then paste it, it still updates it. Okay, so yeah, there's no like trick there. I just have to make sure I don't update the last one. Cool. Wait, how does... Who? Wait. Does that mean when I kill outposts, it can cause my train to change? Okay, you know what? There's an easy fix. I think there is an easy fix, and it's not that expensive. We can just make a backup in our base that has the names, so that way we can't mess it up. I think that is I think that's reasonable. I don't think it's not that expensive. It just is going to make sure I don't screw up. Because it doesn't have to have access to the station. It just has to exist. Yeah, I think that's cool. I think that'll work. I'm checking to see what I called them. These are called circuit outposts. Yeah, that's a straightforward name. And then they just disabled if any of these chests have solid fuel in it. Now, it's not a guarantee that any of these have solid fuel in it, but that's why we also have the blueprint to rename it manually. But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, most likely they're not going to get a second train. Because the odds are very low that out of all these 6 chests, none of them have solid fuel. Oh, you're thinking about how to, like, make it. I mean, the only advantage of that, right, is if I have the train crossing. Does it have any advantage outside of having to cross rails? You don't launch unless there's a train waiting. With 2 mining stations and 2 unloading stations, there can only be 1 other train in 1 of 4 places. So the issue is waiting to leave the base is problematic. I want them to be able to wait to leave the base. Maybe I'm misunderstanding this? There can only be 1 other train in 1 of 4 places. There can be 2 waiting trains on our main base and 2. We can have 2 trains waiting to enter and 2 trains waiting to leave in our main base. Unless you're proposing we change, unless you want the logic to change that. But right now, we can have up to 5 station. I think we can have 5 waiting in the main base, or 4 waiting in the main base, and 2 at the station. I guess technically we couldn't have 2 waiting. We could have 2 waiting, 2 at the station, and 1 waiting after at. I guess it's not possible to have 2 waiting and 0 at the station though. I guess the odds of it are really low though. If it's waiting to leave the base, then either there's only 1 train unloading, meaning the other 3 are either at the mine and are traveling. I don't see how that's true. Because there can just be 1 at the outpost, or none at the outpost. Or 1 at the outpost in this situation. Should still be possible. Okay, so this is called Circuit Outpost. Let's copy that. We need to get the blueprints from this one. We should get the blueprints from this one too. I keep forgetting that we're changing saves. But yeah, we're not going to change it this time. I can assure you that. Any change to the outpost is not happening before the first attempt. But we could we'll re-examine it if we do a second attempt. But there's the benefit of changing it now is almost nothing. Like it makes it that the stuff that has chain signals on it runs marginally better sometimes. So I'm not too worried about that. So I don't think it's worth the risk of breaking what I already have before our first attempt. But I would like to try to make that train logic work after. Yeah, I think it will be cool to have something like that later. And then we can pretend we actually understand trains to some degree, even though would be someone else understood it and redid it. But Uh, I would understand it enough to place it. Does that count? Okay, cool. Okay, one train waiting to leave means there can only be one unloading. Why does that mean that? That's the part I don't understand. One train waiting to leave means there can only be one unloading. There could be zero unloading or two unloading if there's a train waiting to leave, though. We have a waiting area after this station. Oh, okay. So you're saying you're adding logic to make that make that happen. I don't. Is that better? Not sure if that's better though. To like force them to not wait where they consider it optimal. It works for them because they have buffer chests, so like it's not a huge deal if theirs don't run as soon as they can. I wonder if 2.0 will make it that we can have buffer chests. I mean, technically speaking, yes. Also, should I just put this? Should I just put these here? I think I should just put these here. Um, outpost. No, mining outpost. Building. Should be good. I think I named that properly. But yeah, I'm really hoping that there's something in 2.0 that makes it that trains are better with burners, but I honestly don't think so. I don't know if they could do anything that makes it better. Like, even filters or whatever makes it slightly better. Filtered chests are really the only thing I could think of that could make it work. Gosh, I wish they had filtered chests. I guess, okay, there is an extreme scenario where we use wagons as chests and then we can make it work. I don't think that's a good option, but it is something that does technically do what we want. That would be so silly, but it would be great. There we go. We can just have it early. It doesn't really matter. Oh, that I will say that's a very annoying staggered beep from each other. There we go. Literally, the only thing this does is tell us to just forces the station to exist inside of our base, so we don't accidentally get rid of it. Okay, so now we can save this, and we can go back to the green chip outpost, and we should probably test the green chip outpost. Make sure we have enough stuff. I don't really know how we can do that, but we can try. We can copy this and maybe make like an infinity filter or something to make it work. Circuit, GC outpost test. Okay. And then we have the final version of the final version, final something something or other, whatever it's called. Version 3 of the final redesign. At least I know that it's the last one in the list. That's the important thing. Also, I was looking at my old run. I've been working on the video for this. I'm pretty much done with the... I'm very, very close to being done with the bulk editing. I just need to add the B-roll like tomorrow and Tuesday. So it should be up Friday is the goal. Either Thursday or Friday. You know, the day before the run. Seems like a good way to be like, yo, check us out. So yeah, I'll probably release then. And then the run will be Saturday. So it's a very busy week. But because of that, I've been like looking through. Our old run only got to 40,000 green chips per hour, I think. Also, that says per minute still. I just realized we still have per minute in the title. That's a lie. It's per hour. That's per hour. We do not produce that many. But our old base was UPS limited by the time we got 40,000 per minute. So about 5 of these. So hopefully the stuff that we did improve performance in combination with the better CPU make it that we can actually reach our goal of 5 to 7 million. It should, because I think either one alone probably makes that possible. Because this is so much better for performance, like very, very significantly better with the direct feeding and not going on belts. You back with lunch? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so there isn't that much logic to this, but these should be the prio ones for the most part, so that should be okay. Okay, so we need to stage this and also separate what we don't need. So we'll call this final fusion for staged. Cool. Now we need to, I guess, make it a stage. How do I do this, actually? How should I do this? We can have multiple blueprints, right? Maybe that's how we do it. The issue is when I press this button, the outposts go away, or the resources go away, so that's kind of annoying. For testing purposes. I guess we can re-add them, they just don't get carried over with each stage. I don't know why I did that. We have a blueprint of all of these. Oh, it's fine. We'll figure it out. We have to anyway, right? Like we don't really have a choice. Blueprint. Why is there a wagon there? We don't need tiles. Okay, let's press this button and see what happens. Stage blueprint project. New project. GC outpost. GC outpost. We'll do main GP. Main GC outpost. That seems like a good start. That is, you know, we already saw it. We don't need it. We have these. Okay, so this is left and right. This is dumb. Are there any mods to make it that you can place drills wherever? I know, I'm assuming there isn't like a vanilla way to do it other than just spawning stuff in. I guess it's not a huge deal to just spawn stuff in, it's just a little annoying. Why am I making this so dense? Oh, I guess that only runs for a few hours. Let's do 50,000 and we'll do a size of, oh, that's too much. Let's do 100. And then we can do copper. This should that should be enough. If that's not enough, I'd be very surprised. And then this we can definitely remove. We can definitely remove the oil from the blueprint, I think. And we can just replace it with an infinity pipe, which would go here and here. We'll do oil, other oil, we'll just remove this. Yeah, they don't really affect that much, so we can leave it. Okay, we'll have this connected. Can we have it connected to 2 points? I don't think it can connect to 2 points. It can almost connect to 2 points. Okay, that's fine. That's not really a bottleneck, I don't think. Oh, hey. We actually... That was really... Considering we just guessed, that space is really perfect. That makes me happy. I like that a lot. Okay. So this is part of Blueprint. So instead of 275, so you have an oil connection point. The oil doesn't have like much of a significant... Doesn't have like a huge impact. We need to connect to 2 spots though. We should definitely mark those. Actually, we don't really need to mark them. Now that I realize, it's literally just connect to any 2 points and we're good. I guess the issue is I just need to tell which ones are inputs. So it's more important over here where it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, the reason I switched this over to infinity pipes is because the oil refineries, they're not that important. They don't have a huge impact like these do on entity count or anything. And right now we're trying to actually stage the blueprint. Okay, so this, we'll call it staged burner hundo outpost. Final. We're going to keep adding the word final until it's actually final. Okay, so we want to keep that. So we'll cut this. We'll put this on our hotbar. And we'll cut this. Wait. This. And put it on our hotbar. Okay. Now I think I'm going to be lazy, and for stage 2, I will do, let's see, how can I do this? I guess I can just do that, and then copper ore. So now we're going to try pasting the left on top of this and see if it does in fact work. It should. It is designed that way. Woo! No conflicts. Nice. Except for the infinity pipes. Maybe I should have taken your advice. But this is just testing. It's not a big deal. But since we are testing, I want to not have a conflict, because that would be bad. Oh yeah, it doesn't like that. Okay, we'll make a copy. We'll put it there. We'll put it here. Okay. I don't know why it has issues, but it says it has issues, so we'll not worry about it. Okay. So that part's good. We'll replace this with an infinity pipe. And we'll just remove the oil from here. Okay, we'll remove this, we'll remove this, we'll remove this. Okay, so now this is the fun part. Where does it tessellate? I want to say this is where it... No, wait. This doesn't look like it would... Oh, wait, it would be here. It would be here, and it would be... here and here. We need some way to mark these. I'm realizing... don't really know how, but we do need a way to mark these. Okay, so this one is, let's rename this. This is stage center. This is stage left. Stage left. Left/left. And this is left/right. Now this is where it's kind of a little bit jank for how I'm doing this. Just a little bit. Because we can't do a left and a right version on this, I don't think. Unless we do something weird with use next stage tiles or something. Like this one, only include entities changed. So that could work. But yeah, I don't... So these are one group and these are one group, and that's the part I don't like. So how should I... How can I mark those to be separate? You know what? Maybe I'm overcomplicating it. No, this really looks like it's a group of 4. I could shift it all up by 1. I think that's the strat, right? We just waste the entities to shift them up. Because these aren't going to conflict, right? Those aren't going to conflict with anything. Yeah, I think that's the strat. Actually, we should shift them up too. It doesn't increase the entity cost by that much, but it makes my life so much easier. Okay, so there we go. That makes it really clear that this is a group of 3 and this is a group of 4, because those are 2 separate connections. Now, I think if I use the wrong one, the world doesn't end. Not sure how they would line up, but we definitely want to reduce that risk. So this is on the right side. Fuel's on the right side of the belt. Okay, cool. This gives me a double left and double right. I would like to make it that I don't have to think about the 2 outposts. I if I were to redesign it, I think I would do 2 half lanes on each side, which does waste entities, but it means it doesn't matter which side is which. It's too late now, but it's something we will redo in the redesign, I think, because having a 4 and a 3 lane output, just it's weird. It's really weird. Now the designs are made to where I can convert one to the other pretty easily, though, which is nice. Um, in terms of the patches, it would just make the connections a little bit annoying. Okay, so how should I do this? New stage blueprint project, GC outposts. You don't like the length of upwards yellow belts on the left? What's the wrong with it? What's the wrong with it? You want it to be like here? Or do you just want me to like stagger them? So that way they look visually different. Actually, that's a... No, wait, hold up. I don't think that's what you meant, but it does make them visually different in a different way, which is nice. Like this. This makes it a lot clearer that they're not the same. Yeah, I don't think that's what you meant, but I actually really like that. And then I should actually do one stage below this, which is at front. And this is renamed to initial blueprint. There we go. So this one will have just the stations and just... Yeah, this one will have just the stations, rails, and chests. Let's see, you think it might be a touch confusing having the length of yellow belt right there along the edge, but that change should be good? I mean, I guess if I made it longer. Also good. I wonder if I can make this one longer. Like this. Actually, no, I can't mess with that. Yeah, these can be longer, that's fine. Actually, this one I like being longer. Are we questioning my sanity? Are we ever not? What is this? We can't get this out, can we? Oh wait, this is only there if we're coming from the left. Ah, that's why it's weird. Okay. I know why it looks like this. It looks like I messed up, but that's it. So much looks like I messed up. But yeah, my sanity's already gone. We've already established this. Okay, so initial blueprint. We want uh, filtered stage move tool. Get rid of instant deconstruction. We don't need to get rid of instant blue building. Okay. And then this will be all power poles. I don't know which ones we use, so I'm just going to select all of them. And then all storage chests. What else? Drain station. We don't have any signals. Straight rails. Yes. Burner inserters. Sure, there's going to be some extra, but that's okay. I think that's everything that we really need. Then to initial blueprint. So we don't... Oh, roboports. Now we don't need to pre-place the roboports, but I do want them like as framing in the original blueprint. So now this is just a framework of a bunch of poles, which is very nice. Now, this is a lot of burner inserters. I'm realizing now we should not have moved all of them. So we're gonna remove that. This will be a separate blueprint. But yeah, realizing now the inserter cost is way too high to do early. I only want these inserters. Oh, and then we need a couple like annoying belts. So this needs to be moved down to stage 1. Where's the stage move tool? There we go. And then this one. Okay, and we're not set to read from them. Okay, so now if we go to this, this should have all the logic it needs. Perfect. Let's see, you don't think you can extend the lower 3 belts on the left by 1? Might conflict with right? You're right. That would be a right, wouldn't they? We'll check. Wait. It doesn't have a conflict right now for some reason. So I guess it works out. Add a few entities in the corners to see where to not wait, hold on. Add a few entities at corners to see where they are placed in world to not drag over rail proposed early on. Yeah, thanks for asking though, because that is very much something I was not thinking of. It just happens that I gave it enough of a wiggle room that it works out, which I think is funny. Because yeah, you would have think that I had it lined up perfectly. But yeah, we should definitely do. What should it be? Well, what should I use as like corner alignment? Roboports maybe? Power poles? I feel like power poles make sense. No, that's not quite at the edge though. Yeah, what would be a good alignment? Oh, you just mean like actually place the stuff. Are you bringing those? I doubt they're on the. Ooh, well, okay, hold on. I think they should be in the train. They should be in the train. Um, we'll have to check. Let's check actually. Most corner belts assemblers. So the reason I'm concerned with just doing corner belts is the corners doesn't show me like the exact corner I can cut, but I guess I could do that and then this. That could work. Something like that. What is this? Unnecessary. That's what it is. They just go to the train, but you get to ghost to or not to place poles, rails while they're connecting. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to like figure out. Because like I could see myself trying to cut this corner. So I think we need to place this side belt too, which is totally fine. We can also add some rails. Okay, that seems good. And then see that's tricky. That part is only placed sometimes. This can be moved down. And then we'll move this entire side. Okay, so that shows me the edges, and as long as I'm pretty careful to not cut the corners, we should be good. We can just add a radar down here if we want it. Now the left side does extend a little bit past. So should we mark this with something? Oh, we can't really mark it with something though that doesn't interfere with right? Oh, and then also this top corner we also need. Yeah, we could just extend the straight rail. True. It's not like it's going to increase the cost of the outpost substantially. I keep forgetting that we're not like that poor by this. We're not that poor right at this point. What is that? Oh, left right has the accumulator in a different spot. Actually, let's do all the outer layer of pipes. I want to do all the outer layer. To tell me where I can connect oil if I want to do that early. But not that one. There we go. That gives me a nice size estimate. Awesome. As long as you always connect to the end, you can't cut the corner that way. Yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah, it's not possible for me to connect here to cut the corners here too. So yeah, no, that should be fine then. So that gives me protection from both sides just based on like rotation direction. Cool. Is there anything else like really obvious I'm forgetting that I could place? Oh, radars. Radars. I don't know where they are, but I know we have them. Oh, there they are. Okay, so it doesn't give us a ton, but we can add more radars later. You'd want to extend the left by another? Okay, sure, why not? Does that mean this should also be extended? You'll go to bed, more burners tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow we should be doing staging practice, like actually testing like outpost and placement or stuff like that. But yeah, everything this week is burners, just because we need to get it done. We have 3 more streams and then the run. Right's good, but right extends a couple. I don't see why the left needs another one then, compared to this one. Oh, if you're not ignoring... Yeah, I'm basing it off of this part. I see what you were basing it off of this. I'm basing it off of that connection. Ooh, they got another one? Nice. Wait, since like 2 days ago? Ooh, that is definitely new then. Because I think the last one was like sub 120. Very pog. I'm glad they actually, like, there's a custom base, because I don't think that's been below the any percent record for, like, years, right? Maybe... I don't think, at least not for, like, I don't think since Frankly ran. Okay, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, so we have initial blueprint, we have left, right. Now, this is the part that's tricky. I don't know how I'm going to do this. That's basically the problem. So this is one blueprint. This is one outpost. It has... Oh, it has like 5,000 inties. Why would I stage this? Oh, it is... Yeah, it is under that, isn't it? For some reason, I did not read that as like 117. When's the any percent burner only speedrun? 2 years ago. It was like 4 hours. Because I think I did it before. Like it was pretty early into like speedrunning. Also, I have to take a short break. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Gotta stretch a bit. Yeah, have a good night, Tice, if you're headed to bed. Okay, back soon. Hello. Sorry about that. Okay. Where were we? Right. I feel like the initial blueprint should probably have more in it. Because I'm realizing now the entity cost of our first blueprint means whenever the train arrives, it's going to build in like seconds. And then if I'm not on top of it, it just idles. So I feel like this entire top section should probably be in this stage, right? Like that makes a lot of sense. So like just everything above the tracks. That gives me 1,000 entities almost for the first stage to not have my bots idle. That seems much more reasonable to me. Bring alarms to know when the train arrives. Mm, this is a dumb question. How do you check for that? Can I read anything in chest? No. The train doesn't build. The train just unloads. Set an alarm for when bots are idle, then disable at the finish stage. I want my train to start building some stuff immediately, though. Is what I mean. Like I don't think that I'll react fast enough if my first stage is this low. So I want it to start building at least a little bit. I don't want them to build everything, but I want them to have a little bit, and then that's when we can also have the alarm go off, because it also tells us we need to paste the other train blueprint. Yeah, we could read the same. We could read the same here. Yeah, that's exact. Yeah, that's what we have. The oil stuff, and then a little bit of belt here because otherwise the oil doesn't have much space to go. So this decreases our start time by a couple minutes while fuel backs up on the belt. Like I would like to stage some of the fuel belting, but honestly, it's such a large portion of the entity count. Like how much belt is here? Yeah, the fuel belts are like 50% of the entities, so it's hard to do those early. I know a lot of people want me to, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't think 3 stages will be worth it. I like 2 stages is fine. But yeah, let's do the same alarm as the station. That would make sense. Beaker. Fuel check belts to the first stage. Oh, are you saying like read from here? Maybe I don't know. What's the fuel check for? You want me to make sure this is pasted before? Is that the idea? Like I put an alarm here that reads from these and then it goes off. No, those that are already in second stage for assembler. Hmm. What would that do? Do you want me to have an alarm if it doesn't run? Is that the idea? Because the second stage is the final stage. This is the final stage, I believe. I think this would be the final stage that disables the outpost. Because I think we only need 2. The initial one and then a second one. So I'm not sure what the fuel check would do other than annoy me. So you know that check is always working and won't end that it was placed badly and inserter stopped working. So you want me... Okay, hold on. So I read from the belts, and if there's fuel, if there's not fuel, it goes off. I'm not sure what the logic is. Conceptually, I think I get it. We're adding a check in the second stage that says, hey, your second outpost was also built correctly, and we do that by reading from a belt that was running in a previous stage. So I get that. So then I read from a fuel belt after a splitter, maybe? We could add it after like a splitter. Or we could just read from these directly, possibly. Oh, actually, the issue is if we're reading from these, it needs to be backed up. So maybe I read from this. This is only used in right. So we could read from a belt here. Oh, but no, if we place a right, that belt might be empty. The alarm can go off. Let's see. You had in mind those two splitters, two belts places. The thing that I'm concerned about is we would need to read from both of the splitters, right? But we also want it to not scream at us until the entire lane is backed up. So we would have to read at least greater than 9. I guess that's not terrible, right? It probably is fine. Yeah, no, greater than 9 might work. Because obviously if the alarm is placed like here, I guess if the alarm's misplaced, that could also break the alarm. Maybe add some fuel belts that reach the end of the outpost to really prime it. So yeah, you could test it down here is an option. That doesn't, so the issue with that is that doesn't give me a warning for 30 minutes. So the earlier the better, right? Because this is to tell me, hey, things ain't working. You misplaced it. So we could do speakers on each side. And then diagonally? Huh. No, I'm not entirely sure how this will work. We need it to be somewhere that can't be placed vertically either. Oh, wait, no, I think I got it. Oh, okay. Okay, we're talking a different one. We want stage 1, like the time between stage 1 being done and fuel being like full is like a 30-minute time gap. So we can't really read from these belts. Maybe we could read from this one, but I'm not like no, sorry, it's like a 20-minute time gap between this and this. Which the bots have finished 4 times faster than that at least by that point. Honestly, I don't care that much if stage 1 completes. It's not too big of a concern to me. So maybe I don't need to worry about it. So the main thing I want is an alarm that can make it that if I misplace my blueprint by 1 tile, it screams at me. Which means it has to be somewhere where you can't place vertically or down. So that would be here. Yeah, I think the vision I have is this goes up and we read from 2 belts here. Oops. Let's add instant deconstruction again. So I'm thinking this, right? And now we can read from this belt, and if we place it vertically, horizontally, or whatever, it's gonna scream at me. Because it only has a 1 tile range for mistakes, but that's decent, I think. Speaker. Why can I never find the speaker? Something like this. Solid fuel is greater than 0. It's not working. No power. Right. That's fine. Let's use the substation. Okay, we'll do less than 9. If we do less than 17, does it go off? Okay, so less than 9 seems reasonable. You can't misplace it by 1 tile, needs to at least 2. Exactly. Actually, wait. Yeah, 1 tile would break this. Or 2 tiles would break this. Or at least it wouldn't go off. Rails? What about rails? Oh. Oh, right. So, considering this doesn't set up if we misplace it by 1 tile anyway, it doesn't matter. So, how do I fix that? Like, I'm thinking, like, we want an alarm that tells us, hey, you placed this right, but I can't see any spot where I can place it off and things don't break. Wait, I completely forgot Rails are limited. Because the last time I really played with Rails and blueprints was during that one mod, the Place Anywhere mod. And Rails were not limited by 2. They were limited by 2 by 2, but they actually weren't. They could do 1 by 1, but the blueprints were limited to 2 by 2. It was very confusing. So you could have a 5 tall rail blueprint that could tessellate every 4 tiles or 6 tiles. I hated that. I can't think of anything. I'll think while I fix the right side. Now this is the annoying part. I don't know how to do this. Because I want a separate stage. What if I do... That's only for the blueprint exporting. We need a right to be staged off of these two. Do we just copy it? Maybe we just copy the whole project. That didn't work. See, if you do it to the rail, it shouldn't break and everything's good. Alarm, sound, counterintuitive. Yeah, maybe because we're stuck to the rail, the odds of us misplacing are just really low. That must have been wild. It was very confusing. It was a fun run. It was also a permanence rot. It was also permanence. Like I couldn't delete anything and I couldn't destroy it with grenades either. Everything was invulnerable. We didn't get very far with our trains. Let's just put it that way. Oil also did not work that well. Oh, you know what would work? If I put a separate button on my keyboard that doesn't use the mouse. I think that's the strat. Because, like, clicking with the left click, you can kind of shift the mouse. But clicking with the keyboard, it's very unlikely that I click with the mouse, right? Like, incredibly unlikely. RR. So maybe we're fine. So now we just need the alarm to tell us, hey, it's ready for stage 2, which would be here. Speaker. There. You can probably export the initial LR and LL book, just add RR to the end of the book. Yeah, that part's not the thing I'm worried about. I'm just trying to figure out how I build RR right now. And I think we just copy the whole... I think we just make a new save and just build RR where LR is. I cannot copy the logic despite me wanting it to be the same. Wait. Greater than 0, right? So this is enabled if it's greater than 0. This goes off. Or sorry, this is disabled when it has greater than 0 solid fuel. This goes off when it has greater than 0 solid fuel. It didn't work. It's no power again. Is there a spot where there's a power? You know what? Let's put it a place where there's already power. Let's not waste a power pole just to have it next to the station. There we go. Solid fuel greater than 0. Oh gosh, is that... It works! It works. What? What are some good sounds? Oh, I hate this. No, we shouldn't do this one. I I feel like the just basic sound is the best. Yeah, that's probably the strat. And then show alert. Outpost time. There we go. Cool. And then this is the blueprint that would disable it. Okay, so we're going to save this final L, R, and R. L, L. Wait, that is correct, right? Yes, it is L, L. Now this is technically one blueprint, but it should be fine. Yeah, the way these are staged, everything's okay. Can we just remove that? I think we can just remove that. And then also change it on this stage. That should be good. Okay. Yeah, I guess the only difference between LL and RR is this middle section. After placing, you can just change the alarm to nothing. Yeah, that's this. That's this section. I guess just removing the signal works too. Ooh, signal value is pitch. What's that do? I don't know what that does. I don't think that's right. Okay, I think this is good. And then now we do RR. Rest and relaxation. RR. I guess that would be more like R and R, but whatever, close enough. Okay, and then I don't think we really changed anything with the right blueprint. We just need to make sure it's still good. Okay, so this still rotates without conflicts. Yep, that still rotates good. Cool, I'm happy with that one. I'm actually gonna, I think I might extend it out one. Because that looks like weirdly side-loading to, nah, you know what, it can't side-load, it's fine. Because this is a full lane of resources. This isn't mixed fuel. Okay, and then left, right goes to there. Right, right goes to here. So this is where we need to shift it up one. Or two, I think we shifted up two. This goes out, and then we go up two. And then same here. Oops, that's going the wrong direction. Wait, hold up. This doesn't feel right to me. Something feels off. There's not enough lanes of resources, are there? Oh, wait, this is a shorter... Oh, this is a shorter one than I thought. Okay, I get it. I get it now. This would go here. Yeah, that looks right. Let's just connect it lazily for now. So I can just do this. And then that connection looks good. Okay, cool. I think the directions are fine. And then that's still part of that stage. So yeah, basically the idea is that I place RR, LLR, or I can place any of them and the world works. Or and everything works. Okay, that part's good. We don't have any infinity pipes down there, which is kind of annoying, but it's not the end of the world. And then we can remove this. Yeah, you know, it's really there's so much flexibility in where we connect the the oil. Like, I don't know why I'm that concerned with it. Okay, I think this is good. Those are still the same. Oh, this is different. That's not a problem. It's annoying, but it's not an issue. I don't know why it has a prio though. It shouldn't have a prio, should it? Oh, I know what this is. So if this one is in fact placed, we don't want to waste the resources going that way. It's not a ton of fuel, but you know, we might as well not waste it. Worst case scenario, it wastes. Let's see. That is 70 wide, so 70 times 8 roughly. Divided by 30. No, divided by 30. So it wastes 20 seconds of fuel. We're fine. The worst case scenario is not too bad there. And we can get rid of those. And then I really liked how I pulled the other one back, so I might do this for RR. Actually, no, can I go the other way? Can I make this one shorter? I think I can make this one a tighter curve. That works a little bit better. And we can cut the ends off. Okay. I think that is good. That looks good to me. Oh, this is going to go one more tile. Okay, belts go this way, this goes that way. There we go. Yeah, all of this is just to make it that it looks a little bit more obvious which is a pair. So like this, these are obviously together, these are together. When there wasn't a gap and the pairs are denoted by there being a gap, it's very confusing. Okay, and then last but not least, we have to change the station names after this blueprint. What should we call it? Death? No. Let it burn? I don't know. There we go. You wouldn't change the station names? We kind of have to, right? I guess we don't have to, but it gives us a backup option. Why did that have a train in it? Yeah, I guess it's not strictly necessary, but it makes sure they're disabled. What's your problem with the station name changing? Because I don't really see an issue with it. I guess it makes it that it wouldn't request a train? You'll break the train on the first outpost if you're slow at all with the second? I have no idea what that means. Oh, are you worried about me changing the station name? Like to be nothing? We have a backup in our we have a backup in the main base, so it can't change our train names. Is that the concern? We have a blank outpost in the middle of our base, middle of home base, that's called circuit outpost, so that way it can't overwrite the name. I'm assuming that's the concern. I just realized that's I changed that wrong though. Still should have this condition. We just set the train limit to 0. Make it even easier. You don't like... Well, so renaming stations is going to be a channel point redeem since people have... So either way, renaming stations is going to be a thing. So it doesn't... That risk is got to be there regardless. Let it. But yeah, I see the concern. We have something built around that because I really want that as a channel point redeem for the long run. I just wanted some special redeems, like get your name into stations, or maybe get your name in burner inserters. That one might not work. Rogue assembler on the right? Weird. I'll have to check that once I fix the station name on this one. Circuit outpost. 0. Let it burn. There we go. Hello, Zisturtle. Welcome, welcome. Loading, you mean hi? I mean, we were all... I'm not sure if that meant you were loading the stream or if you were watching our loading screen. Because they're both seem accurate. Okay, and then the alarm we have in both. Good. So that tells me a train has arrived and it's ready for the second blueprint. Or it's almost ready for the second blueprint. Okay, rogue assembler on the right. Let's see what that means. Was it specifically just that one? Was it the one that I placed to check a recipe? It's probably one I placed to check a recipe. That's usually what it is. Is the alarm included in RR? It should be, since I copied it from... All I did was copy the old one from LR, and I just deleted the stuff on the left and rebuilt it. So it should be good. You know what I could do is put logic here that disables this if there's any fuel here. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. We could just have logic that just disables this belt in general, but yeah, let's not worry about that. The amount of fuel it saves is so small compared to how much my outpost uses to start, which is like, I want to say 40,000. It's pretty large. Okay, rogue assembler. Yep, that's definitely something I placed to check a recipe. Okay, so this initial stage has all the roboports, it has the power poles, and it has the radars. So that makes it that the inserters don't die because they'll be built early. They'll always have logic. Cool. I mean, not that I'm that concerned with it. It takes so long for fuel to get down there anyway that I doubt that's really gonna matter. And if it does, shouldn't be too big of an issue. I like how much cleaner right is compared to left. Because right has 2 red belts, whereas left has 2 red belts and I think 2 yellow belts because it also has to move fuel through. It's great. I don't quite understand why this goes through all the time. Oh, right, that's the 2 left connections. Never mind, I get it. Is there anything I'm missing here? So we have stage 1, fueling and an alarm to tell me that the train's actually arrived, but then it has a bit of this just so it produces some fuel initially. And then tells me the train's here. This is named Circuit Outpost, enables train equals 1, and it gets disabled if it says there's fuel. And then right changes it to a train limit of 0, and also it keeps that same logic. And it changes the name. So we can always make a train go there later if we need it. And then we have this, which screams at me to tell me, hey, your train's arrived and is mostly emptied. If we gave it, like, we could read just any... I guess we can't read anything from chest, because anything from chest just means bots have done stuff. Also, what's really annoying is we have to place this much by hand. Well, I mean, we have personal robots to do it, but yeah, it's 56. We have to bring 56 chests to each outpost, which is really, it's a decent amount. It's not like it's expensive or anything. It's just a decent chunk of my inventory will just be full of inserters and storage chests. It looks like we need 64 inserters. I guess strictly speaking, we only need the 4. Okay, I guess I export this. Now it should have a decent tessellation point because of the rail, so I don't think I need to worry about that, so we can just export this as it is. Blueprints. Initial blueprint, export. We don't want anything to only do what's different. Module preloading, we don't need... You know, we should probably check to make sure our module count is good. So if we have 144 blue assemblers, we should have 144 modules, because not all of them have modules. Ooh, yeah, that seems risky. But I do like that. Okay, 144, perfect. And then we have 4 in each of those, so that's correct. And then we should only have like 100 up here. Yeah, 122. So we need a total of a little over 300, like 310 for each outpost. We'll check that. Once we get the blueprints, though, that'll be good. But yeah, that is I think it's very likely that our outpost will have connected bot networks. That's pretty likely to happen. Actually, can you read from the logistic network? Oh, they can. I guess that makes sense. I've just never thought of putting a train on a logistic network before. Ooh, I don't know if it would be cool, but if there was a mod that made it that you could, like, if there was a feature where you could separate logistic networks, kind of like you can do cables by like manually like drawing a cable between them, I feel like there would be some utility for that. I imagine it would be awful though. Like, I feel like most of the time that would be incredibly complicated for almost no reason. Wow, that produces so fast. Green outposts. Woo! GC outposts. 6.3k per minute. Awesome. And then technically we want all of the drills. If we don't get all the drills, the world doesn't end. So we're not going to put a drill count. You can separate them by just not connecting. Well, yeah, you can also connect. You could say the same thing about power grids. Like, you can connect two by just not having them cross. But, like, if there's a way to physically be like, hey, don't be in the same network by, like, drawing your own dashes, that would be pretty cool. For some use cases, like, specifically, like, making repair networks and stuff. The utility is pretty small. I just think there is some merit there. Why did I name it that, by the way? GC frame. Stage 1. And then I feel like I should do L/R. That's an M. GCLR. GC. I'm realizing I should have been changing these on the... Whatever, we can always remake them. This honestly isn't that much work. And this is LL. Then green circuit seems reasonable. And then what else? Another green circuit? Yeah, that should be fine. It's weird that we're like actually making blueprints of stuff. I mean, we've been working on it on a while, so obviously it doesn't feel... It feels surreal that we're actually like getting there. Okay. And the idea behind this is that if I misplace, or if I change my mind and decide to go LL or RR, I can convert an LL. I can convert an LR into either of them. I can't convert an RR to an L and back. But I can convert the LR, which most likely is going to be the one I mostly place. But I can change that. I can change my mind. Because the only difference between these is that like extra stretch of belt at the top, those like 100 entities. Now it's not the most optimal design. It does waste about 50 belts probably. It doesn't waste the whole crossing, but it does waste a little bit. Yeah, SA is sneaking up on us. I mean I'm looking forward to it. Admittedly it is pretty low on my list. Just because I have so many like meme runs that I also want to do. But let's put an icon in this. We didn't put an icon in the name. But yeah, it's very I'm still very much looking forward to it, but I am much more hyped about this run and some other meme runs that I have planned than I am about SpaceX, Space Age. Like we're probably not even I doubt we're playing Space Age on release day. There's a good chance we will not be playing it release day. We'll play it shortly after, but I have another meme run planned for that day that I think would be fun to do on that day. Because we haven't done a meme run in a couple weeks. Like it would, and it releases on meme run day, so you know, not much we can do. Okay, GC frame. I feel like GC frame needs a better icon. What looks like a frame? Oh, it should be 0. There we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Meme default settings, burner only. You mean with Space Age or just in general? Like 2.0. I do plan to do a default settings run with only burners. It would require us to make a new... Well, I guess we won't necessarily need to make a new base, but I think... I don't know, I do just love the idea of having default settings and burner 100 be my only submissions as burner runs. But there is another thing I would want to do. Because I do genuinely want to do speed runs again. But since I can't really do mouse and keyboard stuff consistently, I think I want to make an any percent controller base, which could work well for default settings pretty reasonably. Space Age burners. I don't think you can... I'm guessing you can't get that far. But doing it as far as we can go, or like minimal electric inserters, is... It's on my list. It's pretty low because I feel like I'll have to make a lot of exceptions, but I don't follow the expansion update. I'm just assuming space equals bad. Or burners equals too bad for like the performance hits. But yeah, you can... That's one of the quality of life things I'm looking forward to. The inserter changes. To generic 2.0. We already did it, right? Wait. LR and RR. Okay, that's correct. LR, LL. Which is correct. This is RR. I gave it the wrong icon. But yeah, that's why I'm like, I want to redo this with 2.0. But I also don't know if they're adding achievements. We'll see. We won't know. Or we don't know if... Like, we don't know as a community what's going to happen to this version of running. Because expansions in general very much complicate speedrunning. They're not generally the main category for most speedruns that I've seen. It's almost never expansions included. It's almost always base game. So we're at like the weird point where the expansion is also a version change, so it's like that makes it even more complicated. Oh, now that would be a good achievement. It could become official category if they make it that is actually a thing. That would be so that would be so stupid. I love it. Okay, this one is green circuits. Actually, I should put green circuit icon at the end, I'm realizing. This one is LL. Left, GC. care in what way. Like, they don't mind it, and I think a couple of the people who work at Woob do speedruns or are part of the community, but it's not like they like actively make changes to make the speedrunning work. They fix a lot of bugs that speedrunners notice, but it's not like they keep something just because a speedrunner can use it. It's not like that kind of vibe. Yeah, I don't think they hate it. I'm pretty sure they're not against it. Like, they'll fix bugs that people notice, but it's also the Factorio speedrunning community is pretty much pro no bugs or very little bugs. Like, minor glitches only is pretty widely accepted by most runners. So it doesn't bother us that like bugs get fixed. Or it doesn't seem to bother that many people that like bugs get patched out because they're like, we're not going to use them anyway. It could just be that that's because that's the rules that were defined a while ago, and that's just what people are used to. But I don't really see that many people voting against disallowing bugs usually. Okay, so that's frame 0. This is frame 1. LR, RR, LL. No conflicts. That doesn't mean anything though. Like, I don't know if they've actively. That doesn't necessarily mean they didn't try to like prevent it. It could just be a coincidence. Just like it is a complete coincidence that all of the achievements right now are doable in one run. Like, it my understanding is that it wasn't explicitly built that way. It just so happened to be that way. So it could be that that's just true in the expansion too when it comes out, that they might just be possible by coincidence. Or it was built that way. Hard to say. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's also just the achievements they wanted don't conflict with each other. But yeah, keep away from space age stuff if it's not a specific 2.0. What time is it? Okay, we can do some tests of our base, I think. Test of our outposts. Let's go to, I guess, a new world. Where's our practice world? Practice seed. Okay, we need to check to see if our outpost actually builds now. That's the fun part, right? I think we can do it mostly in editor mode right now. Editor. Okay, so we have these. Good. And we have this one, GC outpost test. Okay, so this is our main base loader. I think we'll need to add some infinity chests. We did not copy the train. That is unfortunate because that's the thing that matters the most. But yeah, we'll do tomorrow we should be doing actual outpost tests, like with a base that exists and running on foot to see what it's like, especially with biters with like large starting area. So we'll see if that works. And then, but today we need to make sure it just works in general before we want to actually go test that stuff. To make sure our train limits are in fact enough to build an outpost. They should be. I think I added a wiggle room of like 50% for most belts, like 50 to 100%. It's hard to say, but I think there aren't that many situations where we would need double what we have. Okay. The loading times are so extreme. Okay, we need this train. I just realized, wait, do we only have one station? In my mind, we had 2 stations, but I guess we just have a waiting area. Oh, right. I remember why. We didn't end up doing 2 stations because that creates an imbalance as they prioritize one side, so it would create a very uneven resource buffer. Also, the spaghetti for doing 2 trains would be absolutely insane. But yeah, we can load 1 train while the other one's out. We can't load 2 trains at once. I think that's fine, but it is something that I need to be aware of. So we can replace this one with GC outpost test. And then we didn't make any changes, so we can just do practice seed. Yeah, I want to do at least one more practice to Gotlap and bots if I can. And then we obviously need to test our staging. So maybe, let's see, we have 3 streams, right? So that's 1 stream for practicing Gotlap again. Okay, that's the least prioritized one, though. That is the least important out of all of them. So we need to practice to make sure mining outpost and main outpost works. We need to make sure our base at least runs to some degree. Doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to run full speed. It just needs to run at like half speed on average. That's fine. That doesn't decrease our time by that much. And then we need a staging day, which doesn't need to be perfect. We just need to make sure we don't accidentally stage an inserter with nothing in front of it. So the laziest way to do it is the easiest way to do that is to move everything but inserters down to a previous stage. I think that's a reasonable way to do it. Because, like, if I want to stage a certain section, it's mostly for entity count, and then I can do the inserters for it on the next stage. So that will just make it that bots build it in a better order. And then I can manually stage inserters I need if I'm concerned with that. I don't know, it's one of those things where it does matter. Staging is important for like the first like 3 or 4 stages. After that, it doesn't matter that much. We just want to make sure our staging doesn't permanently break things. Like, that's the biggest concern. Okay, so GC outpost test is here. See, this leaves at 266. Yeah, I can't do math. Why did I think 144 plus 120 was 310? It doesn't even make sense. That's off by like 60. That's such a weird number. Okay, those seem good though. And then I don't think we have anything that needs power, but sure, we'll put power poles. Okay, so apparently we do have some infinity chest giving us coal from somewhere. I guess that's fine. Huh, that's weird. We have a weird amount of things in this stage. Okay, so coal's being distributed. We do need a solid fuel spawner as well to test this. And then we need to make sure we have all of the inserters. Actually, where does solid fuel come from? Probably here. Oops, that is not solid fuel. That is fine. We'll rebuild the stage. We'll just do this. There we go. It should be good now. Okay, I think that's fine. And then anything that doesn't have an infinity chest, we can just add that right now. Oh, that's going to be annoying to do. Okay, well this is fine. So this has yellow and blue. Okay, that's easy to do. Well, I say that, but you know, easy-ish. Maybe easy isn't the right word. Yeah, no, it's definitely not the right word. We just have to make some permanent changes. I don't think side matters for anything, so that's good. So we can make this one blue. It's almost like this is what we finally started cutting down stuff to work in our actual base and didn't try to make it that we could do infinity chests anymore. Who would have thought? Oh, the side does matter. We just happened to get it correct, but the side 100% matters here. Okay, so this is disabled until that belt is backed up. That is good. That is because it is grabbing partially after a splitter, which is not necessarily safe. Burner inserters are just really bad. Who would have thought? It's not like we don't say it. It's not like we don't say that every day or anything. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll be able to say burner inserters are okay. Don't think we'll ever be able to say they're good. But I think it's not unrealistic to think that they might be tolerable one day. I feel like I should have higher hopes, but I really don't. Okay, so this side is belt. This other side should be under belt then. Side doesn't matter because they get side loaded later if they need. Perfect. Pipe is good. Under belt is good. Regular belt's good. Those are good. We're not sending those to both sides, I'm realizing. Where do we do these? Not entirely sure. I think we decided that blue needs to be on the other side, though. So that would be here. And then yellow somehow goes here. Maybe? Maybe this works? Let's see if this works. Yo, it works. Awesome. What are we missing now? Okay, belt's good. I think that's everything, except for robots. Roboports, pump jacks. Okay, it's everything except for some stuff we need. Also, radars are in fact in the train. We do not have circuit logic limiting those. We also don't have circuit logic. Wait. What? What did I mess up here? Is it because this train isn't docked? Is that the problem? Okay, so that only is going to matter once though, right? Yeah, no. I don't think we connected the train station. We don't connect to the train station. That's fun. Okay, so now if we remove it, now it works. Okay, so now if this is not considered automatic, does it fill? Okay, so that's fine. It just means the first outpost is going to get slightly more than it needs. After that, everything works out. Not ideal, but it's not the end of the world or anything. But yeah, we need to connect the inserter. We need to write that down. Hold on. Connect inserter to main outpost station and check on building one. Okay, I had a physical to-do list that I was writing in. Okay, so roboports, pump jacks, and construction bots are all we're missing for the test. So for that, we could just do robots here. That works fine. And then this should be roboports. I am not confident about that, but I'm like 20% certain that this is roboports. Based on I did it like 2 months ago. And surely my memory is infallible. and it's good. Okay, so pump jacks is the last thing we were missing. Which is here. Okay, so this should say it's good to go. Power poles are missing. Interesting. But yeah, we're mostly just checking to make sure all of these conditions can in fact be fulfilled. We don't send power poles. at all. Okay, that's why we're doing this test. Big electric poles, not part of main outpost. Loading. Now, I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if we're supposed to get big electric poles or not. But I feel like we are. That's them right there, right? No, that's substations. Huh. I mean, it's obviously not filtered in any of the trains, but I feel like I produced them for the outpost, so they should be somewhere. I might have just forgotten to connect them. It's fixable. It's annoying, but it is fixable. We'll do practice seed outpost trains. That wasn't supposed to have a 0. Let's go fix the problems we noticed. Also, what do we need for the big electric poles? Let's see. Actually, yeah, we definitely are supposed to bring big electric poles. We only need 9 for the outpost, but we'll probably need another like 10 to 20 for connecting the drills and the radar at the drills. This doesn't have fuel, but that's fine. We're not testing that right now. We're just going directly on the belt, so it doesn't matter. I don't really see a great spot where we could add them, if I'm being honest. I have an idea. Okay, I know how we can do it. I know how we can do it. I hate it, but I know how we can do it. If we take fuel from one of these and turn one of these into a double, I think we can add it. It changes this logic, so we will oversend chests by 50 each time, so it's not ideal. No, it's definitely not ideal. This can have, okay, we can put it on this. Put big electric poles on solid fuel chest center. Okay, that'll work. Let's just pretend that is in fact what we're doing right now. And switch this to a side load. And then, oh, this is going to be real annoying to do. I can see the spaghetti now, and it's not good. But it does have to be done. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to have big electric poles. The nice thing is I'm pretty sure that's all we're forgetting, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We do need logic on this. Except we wanted to say solid fuel, but other than that, it's good. I don't think it can brick itself, right? Like, if this is empty, it shouldn't be able to fill itself up, because it should be smart enough to not grab too much on the last grab. Because I know that can happen if you have 2 inserters filling it. I don't think it can happen with 1. That would be really weird. This takes... I mean, I know this is supposed to take like less than 3 minutes to fill, so watching it is very slow. But this is designed to fill over like the course of 3 minutes. Oh, it can brick itself. Is there a solution to that? I thought they were smart enough to not grab too much on the last grab. That's not good. So burner inserters are just stupid. Okay. How can I get big electric poles onto this then? They're way dumber than I thought they were. Like I thought that could only happen if you had 2 inserters. And stack size 2 is too slow. I might have to rebalance one of these. Is there any way? Wait. No, big electric poles are on here. Wait, okay. Never mind. I see it. We already have big collector poles. They're just in the wrong spot. Never mind. They're just not filtered. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So for the testing purposes, we'll just put it in this lamp because that's actually where it would be. So we'll remove that. We'll just do that. And then we need to copy that same filter over onto this side. Okay, that makes a lot more sense because it would have been really weird if I missed those, considering how much time we spent on this this section. So it would be a little bit odd. Okay, so outpost loading is not a name I like, but I guess it's the name we have. Okay, now we can test an actual outpost. Awesome. So we will take the blueprints for this, and we will remove instant blueprinting, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, so frame would be like, wow, there is no copper. Wait, there's no, okay, I was like, did I disable copper in map generation? We're gonna have to go so far for our patches, though. I mean, we haven't gone very far yet, though, so that tracks. Like, honestly, the place that we've gone, this is barely past the edge of our base, so it makes sense that we're not finding much. Because this is probably about when biters would start spawning, too. Although that is a complete guess based on nothing. Okay, let's use this. This is pretty much a full patch. Awesome. Yeah, that's true. They do also they go far. So I think for this, I think we just want to copy. We'll just do this section. That should be good. I think that lines up. Now it's going to make our entity count a little bit off because we just kind of spawned this stuff out of nowhere. But I didn't want to spend that much time today on this, so we're just gonna, yeah, this is really not that far. It feels so much farther than it is. Okay, so this would connect back to our base like so. This is not the route we would take, that's for sure, but you know, it's a test. It's just to make sure we can in fact build the whole outpost. Okay, and then this, we need to add outpost loading, and then we go to outpost waiting. That's good. And then this does not connect for some reason, so that's not good. Oh wait, never mind. We're fine. Okay, and this has no conditions for leaving outpost waiting. That part's good. Now it can't get back until it actually goes to the outpost. That part's correct. Trains connected. I think we'll have to go a little bit farther than they do, just because we have to be a little bit, because we need more copper patches than they do. Although they don't have to be good copper patches, so I guess it's hard to say. Like, we need more patches, but our iron outpost is slightly less picky than theirs, but we have to get 2 coppers next to it. So I don't know. I don't know how that will balance out. But the farther we go out, I think the more it works, the better it works. Because I did a little testing before we designed the outpost, before we finalized the outpost, to make sure it does in fact work. Why does that say 1 out of 2? Oh, because there's 2. Right. And then let's do the test where we have circuit outpost in our main base. Right here. Perfect. Now it's saying no path. And I think that's because it's not working. Cool. What did I break that it thinks there is no path here? What is wrong with this train? Oh, it's trying to go back to here. That's why. That's why. I was like, oh gosh, if we messed up this part of the train, we'd be doomed. Okay, and then we'll send this over. And bot should start building. Circuit outpost. Add weight condition, empty cargo. And that's annoying, but that is what we want. Bots are building it. They build this in like 2 minutes. That's pretty reasonable. I think we might add more roboports. I don't know. I don't think it affects the build time that much. Ooh, okay. I like that. Now these are disabled. Oh, this is awesome. I don't know why I'm so surprised that it's working. It's almost like we spent a lot of time on it or something. Who would have thought? Okay, and then we still don't want instant blueprint building on because we need to make sure we brought enough stuff. Yeah, who would have thought that the design that we spent a long time on functions? And that disables the alarm. Bots build the rest of it in just a couple minutes while we get this stuff hooked up. This part's a little bit annoying, but it is something that we'll have to do. So that just connects like so. Now these would have speed modules in them, and we need, I think we need 2 each. So it would look like this. We'll probably connect this entirely with big electric poles, actually. I'm just trying to think of what we'll have in our inventory. And it's probably something like that. And then these can be a very long pipe wherever. They're designed, I think, to be good at any pressure like that. As long as it's not like an unreasonably long pipe, it should be okay. Although, admittedly, this is a pretty unreasonably long pipe, but I think that's fine. Yeah, because they only need like 700 from each, so it should have enough pressure. Let's see. Yeah, that's why, because it connects at 2 points. We have enough undergrounds that we can always replace them with undergrounds if we change our mind. Okay, so I have this as a left. So let's see if we have our copper outpost. Have we might not actually, I might not have a copper blueprint. So we might have to be lazy. I think they're still in the original. Yeah, we don't have the copper for this. Hold on, we forgot a blueprint. Which base are they in? They're in final V2. So we had a blueprint of it. It's an old blueprint though. It was before we added the fuel gap. So that's what we're trying to confirm right now. Or that's what we're trying to make. That's what we need to test to make sure our fuel connections still work. I feel like I really need to start clearing some saves and blueprints. It takes so long to load maps. I mean, this isn't the save we'll be running in though, so like that, I guess that's fine. Okay, so it would connect probably here. And then on top of it would be this one. Okay, so this should be good. So this is copper 2. The other one is copper 3. Copper 2. Oh, the Psycho, welcome. Oh, I should edit that command. Burner edit burner 100. Gold 12 to 4 hours. ETA October 19th, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Central. Is it daylight's time right now, or is it standard time for people who have time zones? I think it's daylight time right now, and will be for the next couple of weeks. I always confuse which one's which. I could just write Central Time. The Twitch schedule for local time. There we go. That's the solution. That way it doesn't matter. This is copper. What should I label this one? Copper 3? It's really 2.5, but that's fine. Yeah, the Tice designed this part for me. So it's a little bit more costly than making a perfect design, but we can convert a 3 to a 2. It overlays perfectly on top of it, which I think is really neat. We'll make a blueprint book. Oh look, we did have a blueprint book. We just don't have it in the saved folder. That's fantastic. Although this is technically the old version. Okay, I'll call the blueprint book GC Copper. I think that seems reasonable. Copper GC. But yeah, hello Psycho, welcome, welcome. It's okay, so where did I say? I need to add an event to the Discord as well. Right. Event in the Discord. Announcement in the video. Announced on Twitch. It's on my Twitch schedule, and it announced my command. Okay, that should be good. I think that's like 3 or 4 separate spots for people to get the yeah, we should be good with that. Okay, save game. I don't need to save this one actually. There's no reason to save that. I didn't do anything here except take a blueprint and put it in a shared blueprint folder. Now I do need to start copying my blueprints to the save I'll be running with, which will probably be Steam. I don't actually know. Steam, I probably shouldn't run with the Steam version. That technically performs slightly worse because I have to have Steam open. I doubt it matters. Would probably only affect my run by a minute or 2. If that. But yeah, might as well have any programs I can shut down. Okay, perfect. GC Copper, awesome. Okay, so I did a left. I should actually, I'm going to make this one left-right. Let's test it. We need to test the new ones anyway. So theoretically, this should be convertible to left-left. Bots are disabled, that's fine. We'll just get stuff built for now. So that's the big one, and then we have the small one down here. Awesome. Now, we don't have the blueprints for this yet, so I'm just going to do... Or we don't have the blueprints on me, so I'm just going to do it this way for now. And then replace it with some undergrounds. I think that works. I don't think we have the entities to do... We don't have the belt to do all of it as regular belt. We can do a lot of it as regular belt, just not, you know, just not everything. Okay, that's fine. Fortunately, we don't actually have to do connections like this in the actual run. We will have blueprints. They're just in a different save, and we've reloaded the save so much that I just want to test it. Deleting the mod folder is not a bad idea, though. Although that mostly helps with loading Factorio, right? Or does that just genuinely help with, like, loading every map, too? This is going to be so fun to do with a touchpad. I guess with the blueprints, it's a lot. It's not too bad. Okay, let's go straight. Cool. And we'll just copy that over one more time. That should be good. And then this one gets fuel from the other side. So we'll go one way and then we'll go the other. Yeah, the blueprints will help a lot, I'm realizing. It's almost like there's a reason that the speedrunners actually use the blueprints, huh? Who would have thought? Okay, as long as we have enough to build this, which is, if I'm being completely honest, a very suboptimal connection. We'll check what we have left after, but it should be fine. Don't know how it helps after loading, but it removed like 80% of the glitches you had with melt. Really? That part's weird to me. Like, I read the comment, I just didn't quite get it. I guess I'm just surprised. Okay, and now for the fun part. How many Roboports does this need? Actually, this might be a lot. Actually, wait, no, that's not too bad. Yeah, never mind. That's not bad at all. Okay, so that is a grand total of 10. We send 20. We might have to increase our Roboport. Well, no, these are placed by hand, so it might be okay. Okay, let's let's test this. It still has infinity pipes in it, so let's remove those. It does need the accumulator though. That part's still true. Okay, so fuel should be sending through. Let's see what's left in the network. Did we mess up? Why aren't they building? Anybody have any ideas? What did I mess up? Do I just not... Am I out of roboports? Okay, so we just genuinely don't send enough roboports unless I plan to place all of those by hand. Which I think I do. I think I do plan to place these by hand, but we should probably have a couple extras. Just in case, because we have the space and we have the production for it. So it's really just they ran out of roboports, so that's fine. Okay, honestly, the way that I have it, the staging does prioritize these anyway, so I think that's nice. Which, because yeah, we want to prioritize this backing up, and then we start sending field to outpost, which isn't great for start time of the whole thing in terms of like actually getting green chips ASAP, but it does help significantly with inserter safety to do it this way. Oh, this is priod too. I guess it just starts a lane at a time. That makes sense. Okay, so let's see what we have extra. 400 undergrounds, 200, 200, 600. I don't know how that... Oh. Right. Um... I think I could fix this by making it that the first train doesn't start at the station, right? Because the issue was that the first train starts as manual, which means it gets filled to its limit, not the inserter limit that I have defined, which is like a stack lower for pretty much everything. So I think that's the problem. It looks like solid fuel is good though. And we can't really send that much less. So if we check this, we should be pretty close to getting 6.3k a minute, right? They might still be starting. It looks like they're still starting, actually. So this number should be going up. Otherwise, we messed up something. Wait, hold on. Mining productivity. Ah, yes. Never mind. That's why we're not getting enough. Okay, there we go. It should be about 6... It should rise to 6.2, 6.3-ish, somewhere in that range. A little lower is expected as well, though. It's not unreasonable. Okay, so circuit networks are bad for... Constantly running inserters are bad for performance. So are circuit networks. So I could read from a chest to make it that this only runs if this is full. But that would be constantly reading from a chest, which is also bad. So I think that would balance out. Okay, our performance is a little bit... It's a little bit worse than I would like. I don't know why, though. These all seem to be running full speed. These all seem to be running full speed. Is it a balance issue? I feel like it's taking from sides unevenly. But I feel like we force enough side loads that it should balance out. You know, maybe it's still... Okay, I do see it spike up to 6.1. It could just be, like, steadily increasing. But it definitely looks like there's a slight copper shortage. I don't think we connected anything wrong, though. Do we break the splitter order? No, I think everything's fine. It is, what is that? What's 6.1 over 6.2? It's pretty low, right? It's underperforming by 1% maybe. I don't think that 1% is gonna matter. I'm just wondering if if it is something I can fix. Because it is just a little bit odd to me. And it looks like these, I didn't really notice any issues with fuel oil. I wasn't really checking though. How much pipe is this? 400. Okay, so it's very realistic that we'll have to go like 400 tiles for pipe. Awesome. Oh gosh, I just realized there's a world where we can cut through the one outpost to connect oil if we really want to. I don't think it's something we should do. It's something we could do. I know these last ones aren't, they run at almost full speed. They definitely run slower than the rest though. Yeah, they run at like 60% speed. I think it's fine. I think it's just blinking a lot because that's what burners do. And I'm just have an unreasonable expectation of like fuel saturation. It could be that actually. Actually, no, we haven't been testing with infinity chests. I really don't know what the problem is. But it's pretty minor if there is one. Like this isn't getting a full belt of iron. It's getting almost a full belt of iron. Like I see a lot of gaps. That's the problem. But I don't think there's really a way to fix that, is there? Without like compressors. I know they're not great for performance. I don't think gaps are like the worst thing in the world though, right? Maybe when you multiply it by like 30 times like 500, they're pretty bad. Actually, wait, how many outposts are we going? We're going for a decent amount of lanes. Yeah, I think this is the... I think this accounts for the performance. Or the... Yeah, the performance hit. These are nice solid lines, though. Is that good? Wait, do you want a solid line or do you want no line? I'm not sure how that works. This looks really cool, though. I haven't really watched it in this mode before. Yeah, I guess if I were to redesign it, I would probably do circles with compressors. But that will happen in the revision. I think for now it's okay. If we get mining productivity, another tier of it, does it fix it? Probably not. Yeah, ideally I want no lines. But I think... I mean, we've tested this outpost before with those drills, so we've tested it with these lines, and they weren't, like, significantly awful. The no gaps is best, but otherwise few big gaps are better than many small. So maybe if we add a compressor at the end, it makes it that there's less gaps. Obviously, there's got to be gaps here. That part's a given. The gaps look really cool. It's like maybe if we just add a compressor. It helps a little. It at least removes the gaps from some of the lanes. Almost completely. So I guess that's a little better. I don't really know, like, I don't know if process intensive is necessary. Like, I don't think it's that bad. Like, it's worse. I don't know if the savings would be massive, though. I mean, what could we do about it? I guess there's nothing we can really do about it anyway. Without a full redesign of the outpost. But when we switch to, like, compressors... I mean, I have been planning... Like, I always plan to switch to a compressor after the first one. After the first attempt anyway, so I guess it's not really... If we can do something now, we might as well try. Okay, there's definitely going to be gaps there. That's taking from the lane. So it's really just these that we can mitigate. I don't even know if I'd be able to notice any difference in performance. Because it fluctuates so much with burners. Like, the number looks identical. Where's the... What part is it? Wait, it's not in there. I don't think it's in there. Isn't there supposed to be one saying how many ticks are being used up by, like, belts? Am I imagining that? Is that not a thing? Or is that a different setting? Oops. Detailed info, maybe? Nope. That's not right. Oh, it's up there. I think. Maybe. Oh. What do you think? Do I gain anything from having the splitter here? Because that's cheap enough that we can afford that. Like, even if it's a small gain, that has almost no... potentially has, like, no downsides. So that might be better. Slightly. It would not be significant, but it would be... could potentially save some. Maybe a couple minutes over the course of 5 hours. Who knows? I wish I could see, like, the numbers in a way that makes sense. I mean, I could clone this and then, like, test it on at scale. But this number fluctuates too much for it to be readable. Texture streaming. I really thought there was one for belts. Is it somewhere else? Oh, wait. Is it entity time usage? Okay, maybe it's that. Transport lines. Is it this thing? I think it's transport lines. Yeah, there's probably not going to be a difference between these two at the scale that it's at. Yeah, I think the gaps, this relative to this is so small. It's not. Does nothing. Wait, we want smaller number, right? Yeah, okay, we'll leave it. One day burners will be useful, but today is not that day. Also, it's never going to happen. The important thing is that our outpost works. Now, the real question is, can we rebuild it? That is the important thing, because now it has the correct amount of resources in it. Is there any way to see totals? Okay, 750 pipe, 466 underground, 2100 regular belts. Why do I bring 466? That's such a weird number. Okay, so we would still have 130 wasted of that, 400 wasted of that. We don't actually bring enough pipes. That is interesting. That is very interesting. However, we have 103 underpipes there. And then this one has 150 on it. So that would probably save me like 200 pipes or something, right? If I actually used that. That was weird. It's like it deleted it, but it wasn't replacing it. Okay, so that's 50, right? Okay, so what does that decrease the pipe cost by? 200. Okay, so yeah, we're good. We just need to, if oil is far away, we need to use an actual pipe to ground. And I believe we'll also have pipe in this train. We do not have pipe in that train. I guess it's fine. It's probably fine, right? I can't imagine it's that bad. Also, what are we up to? Oh, we eventually got up to 6.3. Awesome. Although that's with the mining productivity boost, wasn't it? I don't know if we would actually have that without it, but it might gradually go, Because the way it works, it like builds, and then it has like a hump where it's producing like 6.4, and then it drops down to the 6.2 after that, or like 6.1. And that's just because of the inserters that we have connected to logic. It's I wonder if we'll still need that logic. There's a chance we might still need this logic with the changes. Okay, what else was I checking here? Oh right, pipe. So this is pretty far. But honestly, it's not. Actually, yeah, I think that's a realistic distance to be from almost every single outpost. So the inserters we didn't overbring. Steel chests, those are impossible to overbring by that degree. Substations, yeah, those are definitely going to be overbrought. We were short on roboports, and we were short on big electric, not really big electric holes. We were short on roboports, and we were short on pipe, kind of. Oh wait, that's 103 extra pipe to ground. Hold on, how much do I actually bring? So this section uses 104. We are requesting 154. Okay, so we are requesting exactly 50 extra. So let's go make these changes. And then we'll save this connected 3. Sure, whatever. We'll have like a billion saves. It's amazing that I managed to find stuff, though. Like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I somehow keep track of everything. And I think that's impressive. Especially, like, just finding stuff in my base. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you live in burners forever. You eventually just learn where things are. But yeah, I'm happy with how my base is. Outposts have the mining outposts we still need to check tomorrow, but our main outposts have passed the check, so they seem okay. Aside from the couple problems we have with Roboport count. Pipe count, I might increase that by 50. I'll probably increase that by 50. Pipes are so cheap that we don't really lose anything by increasing the pipe count to like whatever the wagon can fit. That gives me a decent amount of flexibility. I mean, an extra 25 tiles I can go to oil, right? So that's worth it. Roboports, I don't know how many we produce. It's not great if we have to overproduce them by like 10. But I don't want it to be required that all of the roboports for the patches be placed by me. So I want a little bit more leeway there. So let's do 10. That would be here. So we need another stack. We need to pause. There we go. So that way we can get up to 20. Actually, do we disable them at all? Let's do less than 20. So this will never really get disabled. But we'll have it there just in case. Now we'll tell it that it can leave if it doesn't have enough roboports. We're not going to make it a requirement, but we're going to make it that we can put more roboports on it if we need. I think that's a reasonable compromise. And for pipes, I think we'll say greater than equal to like 780. Something like that. Because they can fit enough. So this is the same. This is enabled if it's less than 800. So at this point, this pipe doesn't actually need the logic on it, but just in case I change my mind, I don't want to remove the logic. And it's not like this inserter. I mean, compared to what we're doing, these inserters on logic are not going to be a huge hit to performance. Like, we have so many other things that are going to, like, destroy performance that I really don't need to be concerned with the small things. Okay, what else? We changed the roboport count in here. Well, we didn't change it in here. We changed it in the train. 780, that's good. Okay, somehow we brought extra fuel. That part was very confusing. I think it's just the way that it works. We can either send 50 fuel or we can send like 100. There isn't much of a reason to only send 50. There's not really a reason to send less than full stacks, because it doesn't increase the unloading time of the train significantly, and it makes the inserters safer. And 600 solid fuel per outpost is literally 2 seconds of base production or something. Like we produce 30 yellow belts of fuel in our base. Right. I don't think I need to care about that. But I think that's it for me today. Ow. Ah, hold on, my headphones are tangled. Ah. I'm like can't move. I try to like push my chair back and my headphones are tangled like 3 times around my chair. But yeah, we have some nice things we can work on in the redesign though. Like removing gaps, compressing lanes, which will also make it that we can use smaller patches or get more from a single patch, since right now most of the patch isn't used because we don't have like a compressor or anything to make the most out of like an iron patch. We have to get 6 pure lanes. I think we could get up to 8 lanes, which would reduce our outpost count by like 25%. I would like to do that at some point, not today, or not before the first run. But it is definitely on the list. But that's it for me. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'll be back tomorrow with some more practice stuff. We'll be testing our mining outposts, and we'll be actually stress testing our entire base, probably. Maybe we can get a performance. Maybe we can get a performance test. Go to an actual base this week, or an actual world, and see how many outposts we can reasonably get, so I can get a better estimate for Saturday. I'm really hoping we can get 15. That would be good. I think that's like the smallest that I would be happy with. Let's see, 6,000 times 15 times 60. Yeah, that's the smallest I'll be happy with, about 14 to 15, while our base is stalled. Because once our base stalls, we can probably get like 2 or 3 more outposts. So the goal is to go until we're at like sub 50, sub 45 UPS, and then our base stalls, and then bots stop moving, and then our performance rises again once everything finalizes. So that's the goal. But hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.